been the most awesome experience because it has changed me. We have to take all the regular counseling classes, all the regular psychology classes, but then we have to take all of these Bible classes. And it has given me this love for the Bible that I have not had. My husband is a theologian, like he loves the Hebrew and the Greek, and I'm like, just tell me how to get to heaven. That's all I really want to know. I'm just trying to make it. But there's so much in the Bible. So much in the Bible to help us on our daily life. So I decided to go back to school, and one of the things that I really want to talk about, and I'm so glad that I was able to follow Tina, I think that was God working with you guys, is that it takes so much courage to stand up here and to tell your story like that. And I think we as women, we as African women, we as African American women are taught to put this up, right? To put your makeup on, like Ijeoma talked about. Put your wig on, get your nails done, get out and smile, and everything's good. Like we have to put that picture up for everybody. But then, like Ijeoma said, when you go home, and sometimes we do this. We go home, we take off our wig, we take off our clothes, we cry, we look into ourselves, and sometimes you may have a little breakthrough. But then you wake up the next morning, you put your wig back on, you put your fancy clothes back on, you get your hair done, and you go back and you present yourself to the world like that. It takes so much courage, it takes so much of knowing who you are to do what Tina did and get up here and say, this is what I've been through, and I'm still healing. And that's where my love comes in, because I've seen it so much in my culture. My mom just died in April, and it's been devastating. I'm still grieving. I'm still going through all this. But all the aunties, be strong. Be strong. Don't cry. How you gonna tell me not to cry when my mom just died? Jesus wept. We all know that. That's the shortest verse in the Bible. Jesus wept. When Jesus wept, I'm gonna cry. But it's so ingrained in us to put up this front, to be strong, to be this woman that God didn't make us to be. When we look in the Bible, I think 2 Corinthians says, when I am weak. Yes. So sometimes we are not the strong one. We have to break ourselves down and really allow ourselves to be weak, because it is then that He is strong. Because He's able to do that work in you. I know Tina isn't the only one in here with that kind of story. I know I have a story similar to her, and I'm pretty sure through all my experience that there are many of you that have had or are living through right now a story like that have been raped, that have been sexually abused, that have been taken advantage of, that have been through divorce, that have been through loss, that have been through infidelity, been through anything that you can imagine, and that does break you down. That does do something in you. That changes you. And sometimes you need help. Sometimes you need help. And that help cannot always come from yourself. When you're weak and you're hurting, sometimes you have to reach out to other people. And that's the one thing that I want to leave with you guys today, is the power of vulnerability. Yes. When you are vulnerable and you allow God to work in you, sometimes He works just between you and Him, with the Bible, with prayer. Sometimes that's all it is. Sometimes God's working through other people. Amen. In your life. It's okay to talk to other people about what's going on. It's okay to seek help. It's okay. It's okay. When I quit my job as a doctor, as like the light of the family, right? She's doctor. This is my daughter. I didn't have a name. I was just a doctor. Oh, the doctor. When I quit my job, it was like, wow. my parents. I don't even know how old, I was 34, married with 2 kids, and I'm afraid to tell my parents that I quit my job. Then there's some deep-rooted stuff in there. But it was not only was I afraid to tell my parents, I was afraid to really do it, to really step out. But then to quit my job to be a counselor or a therapist, in our culture, it's like, what is that? What is that? Is that a real job? But I'm proud. I am proud because when people come into my office, I'm able to help them. I'm able to walk with them through this journey. And so being vulnerable, seeking help through any avenue is okay. It's okay. The last thing, Jesus at the Garden of Gethsemane. I don't want to misspeak, so let me look it up. In Matthew 26, I'm just going to leave this verse with you. Matthew 26, when Jesus was at the Garden of Gethsemane, said, "Then Jesus went with his disciples to a place called Gethsemane. He said to them, 'Sit here while I go over there and pray.' He took Peter and the 2 sons of Zebedee along with him, and he began to be sorrowful and troubled." So here's Jesus before he goes onto the cross. And he's not there by himself. He took his disciples and specifically took 2 sons of Zebedee along with him. And he was sorrowful and troubled. And sometimes we're like that, and it's okay. You can grab a couple friends, grab a couple people with you to go. And then he said to them, "My soul is overwhelmed with sorrow to the point of death." That's real. If Jesus went through it, you know for sure that some of us are going to go through that too. Stay here and keep watch with me. Stay here with me. It's okay. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to have people with you. You're not supposed to do this by yourself. You're not supposed to walk through this life by yourself. So, thank you. Thank you for having a platform like this where women can be real, speak to each other, learn from each other. I'm very honored to have been asked to speak here with you guys. Thank you.